I can see President Herzog starting to step out of the car now, flanked by his security. President Herzog, are you a war criminal? Are you presiding over genocide in Gaza, President? Do Palestinians have a right to exist, or is that just for Israel? Prime Minister, why are you shaking hands with a man who said there are no innocents in Gaza? Are you complicit in genocide, Prime Minister? So that was the President of Israel just entering Downing Street, being greeted there by Keir Starmer. He did give that handshake. We understand that the handshake was going to happen come rain or shine. Behind me are some official photographers that we think travelled with the President of Israel. Some of them are now going in through another door to take the official photographs inside. And I believe that the lady in the pink jacket, Zippy Hotovely, Israel's ambassador, is in the motorcade as well. Ambassador, why did you justify bombing hospitals in Gaza? Have you incited genocide? Ambassador, should you be kicked out of Britain? Zippy Hotovely, Israel's highly controversial ambassador to Britain, just entered Downing Street. She's clearly going to be taking part in the meeting this afternoon with President Herzog. I wanted to ask Keir Starmer why he was shaking hands with a man who said there are no innocents in Gaza because of these comments that Isaac Herzog made in October 2023.
It's an entire nation out there that is responsible. It's not true. This rhetoric about civilians not aware, not involved, it's absolutely not true. And we will fight until we'll break their backbone.
Earlier, while we were waiting, the distinguished Israeli historian Professor Avi Schleim actually came up to Downing Street to deliver a very different petition to what's happening now.
I think it is totally inappropriate for Keir Starmer to meet with the Israeli president at a time when Israel is perpetrating genocide in Gaza, and a lot of Labour backbenchers have also urged Keir Starmer not to meet with the Israeli president, but he hasn't listened to them.
Shortly before the President arrived, we noticed a buzz in activity. We've been waiting here for several hours in the rain and it's been relatively quiet. But suddenly various Israeli officials started arriving, some we think from the kind of official press corps in Israel, and obviously some security officials that look like Mossad. And so we're kind of conscious some people have started filming us from the Israeli side as well. Perhaps they're surprised that independent media have been able to get into Downing Street, but obviously we have a right to do that in the UK. After this meeting takes place, we'll try and keep covering the story and see where he goes next. I headed to Chatham House, a famous think tank where Herzog had been invited to speak. Crowds of protesters were ready to greet him. Meanwhile, outside Downing Street, another protest was being held, and Herzog was rushed into a car after what turned out to be a difficult meeting with Keir Starmer. But despite any differences between the two leaders, security services from Britain and Israel worked hand in hand to ensure the visit went smoothly. No expense was spared ferrying Herzog around London in the same luxury car used for the King as he was driven past Buckingham Palace under police escort. Dashing hopes from campaigners that he could be arrested. As this convoy arrived at Chatham House, the level of cooperation between the Met Police and what appeared to be Mossad only intensified. So Israel's president is now outside the Chatham House think tank, which has controversially extended an invitation to him. He's come straight from his meeting with Keir Starmer at Downing Street. It's quite a sizable pro-Palestine demonstration and just a handful of Israel flags. The President is getting out now and is being ushered in to Chatham House. So as our sources indicated, Israel's President has indeed been bundled inside the prestigious Chatham House think tank in central London. which seems willing to lend its reputation to him at this time where he is pretty much an international pariah. Tobias Ellwood, former Defence Minister, what do you think of Israel's President speaking at Chatham House? So that was the former Conservative Defence Minister, if I'm right, Tobias Ellwood. He's clearly going to be in the audience this evening. Although Herzog, as Israel's President, does not have executive powers or serve in the War Cabinet, his comments at Chatham House made it clear that he is an ardent defender of Israel's operations in Gaza.
There are 13 fully operational hospitals in Gaza. All the medical equipment and services are there.
While Keir Starmer had lent legitimacy to Herzog by hosting him, it transpired their meeting was not entirely amicable.
Things were said that were tough and strong, and clearly we can argue, because when allies meet, they can argue. We are both democracies. We both understand the threat from the jihadists. Prime Minister reiterated, and of course, I couldn't agree more, that Hamas is a terror organization that must be removed.
Despite giving an ironic wave to the hostile crowd as he left Chatham House, Herzog must now know that he won't be able to visit Britain without being asked tough questions and facing protests wherever he goes.